Hi, my name is Matt Roy from Blue Ocean Benefits and Consulting. Today we're going to talk about how your current health insurance carrier and agent will keep you from shopping their services. So we all know about health insurance renewals, especially if you're a business owner, but even if you're an employee, you know that it seems like every year your rates will go up 5, 10, even 20%. We recently just had a group that got a 70% increase from a carrier, and we were able to find another carrier for them at a 0 increase with roughly the same plan. So that's pretty unusual, but it does happen. So it really feels like every time you turn around, your health insurance carrier is looking for more money. And it always feels like your agent, if you have one, which you should, is always behind on that. And I've had a lot of clients say to us, boy, the main thing is I wish you guys would get here earlier. The truth is the system is sort of set up against us. We have a rule here that, that even for our small groups, the proposal has to be done 50 days prior to the renewal by my team here, and then they get out to you. We try to meet that rule about 90% of the time. But the reason that we don't do it even sooner is there's rules by states sometimes about how early the renewal can come out. So let me explain that. So they may not say can't come out any earlier, but they'll say, well, the renewal has to be here at least 30 days prior to your renewal, or at least 60 days. We're located in New Jersey. A lot of our groups are with New Jersey, and that's a 60-day state. But what that means is, what the state says that Blue Cross, for example, doesn't have to give you your rate until 60 days, pretty much they'll take the whole 60 days. So we're getting your renewal just like you 60 days prior. If we take even a little bit of time to make sure the census is correct, make sure your group's the same, make sure everything's normal, match it up, we're already into 45 days. And that's not even that much time if you're going to have to switch carriers. You want to check doctors, you want to check all sorts of things. So even if you're a small group, you're really hampered by how little time they give your agent and and anyone, really you, to make a decision. And I believe that's fairly intentional. They would say that it's because they want to have as much claims data, but the truth is the less time you have, the more likely you are to renew or just make a plan change and move on. So I wouldn't think that it's in the best interest of your insurance carrier to lengthen that time. Now, if you're a mid-market or a large group, we're going to get that a little earlier, hopefully, but still maybe 90 days. If you're self-funded, which is really what we like to have our groups over 100B for the most part, that we're going to not get it any earlier, the reinsurance, but at least we're going to have claims data and we're going to know what's going on. So the bigger the group, the earlier we can start. But if you're a small group, number one, the system is set up against you. Number two way that you'll be prevented from shopping services, the first one was time. The second one is you'll have a lot of brokers and agents out there who will say, well, we're all going to get the same quotes, we're all going to get the same carriers, and maybe they won't say to you there's no reason for you to shop around, but they'll say, you don't want to shop around, do you? It's a big pain. Like, who wants to talk to an insurance agent every day? Nobody wants to bring in strangers and talk to them about their health insurance. So there's sort of a predisposition that if you think your broker or agent or consultant can get you everything, then why bother? I would say that's somewhat true. If you have a good agent, and there's a lot of good agents out there, there's not a lot of reason to talk to other agents unless you're having trouble with their service. But every now and then, there is something out there that maybe your agent didn't know about. Really buying that whole thing about, oh, well, there's nothing else out there that I can't get. Anything another agent can get, I can get. That's probably true, but it might not be once in a while. And once in a while, we discover something that we weren't, maybe we didn't know last month. Oh, this carrier's super competitive and they haven't been competitive in the past. And maybe I go to my team and say, hey, did you quote this last month for this group? No, they didn't. So now I have to circle back and do that. So there's always the chance that something's changed. There's always also the chance that your agent's just not on top of it and that they're just giving you the renewal. So if you feel like that, if you feel like they're sort of trying to get you to renew without at least doing their own shopping, that's something that you need to look out for. But this idea or notion that everybody gets the same quotes. In small group, it's technically true, but I might not quote the same thing. I might quote a different plan as another broker. I might go with a level funded plan that doesn't have to match the ACA rules, and that might be at least a few percent cheaper, plus they're being aggressive. So you just never know. It's just don't buy the idea that it's a commodity and everybody gets the same quotes. Now, from a larger group perspective, even then, if I'm, so for example, right now I'm in competition with 2 other brokerage firms for a pretty decent sized account, we're all going to get the same quote. We're all going to get the same underlying quote. But if I ask for a different plan or different funding mechanisms, then it's different. So I'm going to have to sell myself on what I'm doing. And I think that's the purpose, by the way, from the client. They're not really looking for a final number. They're looking for who presents it and gives them the best philosophy. Then we'll drill down. This idea that everybody gets the same, don't need to shop me around, we're all going to get the same quote. Just be careful about that. If you're being told that a lot, it means someone's afraid that you're going to go out and check on them. So those are the 2 main ways. They limit your time, and then they make you think there are no options that they can't cover. You know, like I said, if you have a really good agent, they'll give you enough time, and they will you know, really be on top of those options. So there's a very small likelihood that they will miss something, but they could. So that's just 2 of the ways that you're rushed on purpose and you're told, don't worry, it's, you know, everyone has the same product. You don't need to look at United Healthcare. They have the same product as Blue Cross. You want to be a little careful about that, and every now and then at least check them out. I'm Matt Roy with Blue Ocean Benefits and Consulting. If you like this video, please hit the like or the subscribe button and let us know what you think.